Hey y'all, welcome to or back to my channel. We've got some catching up to do. March was bad. It's like, looking back at it, I'm like, that was a really bad month. Like, it was kind of crazy, okay? So, looking back at March, I'm gonna give you the rundown. We'll go over what my March looked like, and I thought I'd put on a little makeup. We can just kind of catch up. And I can show you some new stuff that I've gotten recently, maybe, and I don't think I'm really gonna explain like my makeup, but I'm just gonna more talk about what I've been up to, okay? Sound good? Oh, I think my rice is ready. Okay, my rice is still not ready, but it has to go a little longer. I will say that I love March for basketball, like March Madness. In general, more like just kind of this year, have not given a single you know what about college basketball. And that being said, like, I am a basketball fan. I played basketball. I love basketball. This year I just like have not cared. But when it gets down to Sweet 16, like Elite 8, Final 4, if you know, you know, it's so much fun to watch and I've been really enjoying it. So cheers to that. I've got a little Shipyard pumpkin head. It's Sunday, it's Easter when I'm filming this. I'm all alone this Easter. Boyfriend's back home. I could have gone down to Boston today, but I blew out my tire a couple weeks ago and like just don't feel like driving 2 hours to Boston. Avoiding roads at all costs at the moment, but we'll get to that, okay? So first, I want to show you a couple things I got at the mall. I got at Ulta the other day. I kind of did a little bit of the ordinary replenish. First thing I got, and I've never tried this before, is the multi-peptide HA serum from The Ordinary. Been really liking it. I personally like that it doesn't really have a smell. I don't know if it's actually doing anything, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something. And that's something that I recently feel like I've just needed to buy a new serum. Like sometimes you just feel like you need to buy a serum because moisturizer is not always enough, I don't think. At least that's what my current mindset is. So that's why I bought this. I also have been waking up early. We'll get to that as well. So I bought a little caffeine solution. Reduces the appearance of eye contour pigment and puffiness. And I do have the genetic eye bags. And I love them, but you know, anything that helps. Also bought a brand new full bottle of the 100% organic cold pressed rose hip oil. Huge big fan of this stuff. I like absolutely live for this stuff. It's just anytime I want to feel absolutely just moisturized, replenished, brought back to life, I douse myself in the rose hip oil. And especially if I want to like massage my face, essential. It's essential. Okay, so I did like do my skincare earlier, so I don't think I need to put on everything. So I'm just gonna go in. When I went to Ulta the other day, I bought a brand new bottle of the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum in Rosy Light, my go-to shade. And I went through a whole bottle of this last year. I actually forced myself to throw it away the other day because I was like, you're not getting any product out of this and it definitely needs to go. So I bought a new one. I love this stuff because it's so light. And honestly, this might be the only brand / product that I feel like this is the best shade match I've ever found in my life. It doesn't break me out. It makes me feel beautiful. It is light, so definitely layer if you want. Look at that. Like, where'd it go, you know? Where did it go? I love it though. I just think it's really nice and honestly been really good for every day because I have been doing my makeup before work. Yeah, that's right. I have a job now, okay? After trying to find a new, I don't know, I guess you could say like long-term career job, I decided to get a temporary job. Okay, and if you know me, you know it's because I currently live in Maine. I plan to move back home to Oklahoma or Texas this summer. Well, that's coming up in about 3 or 4 months, give or take. The whole time I was in this big struggle of like, do I find a job here? Do I find a job there? I really want a remote job, but it's gotta be a remote job that I can keep here and then move there. So it's been really complicated and annoying, and finding a job is not fun, nor is it easy. And if it is fun and easy, then like, I don't know. We have different values. I found a temporary job and it's been good, okay? I started about 2 weeks ago and I plan to be at this job until end of May, a couple weeks in June. I move at the end of June, okay? So I have to quit by the end of June and I don't really want to be working up until the day that I move, you know? I need money, but like, not that bad. Job's been good. I work for a lab. I work in a lab. Do I have a medical degree or medical knowledge? Very basic. Very basic medical knowledge. I'm around people in the medical field. I avoided that on purpose but somehow I landed in a laboratory. So I'm a specimen processor. That is my official title, and it's been interesting. It's been very, very interesting. I never thought I'd see myself in this position. My mom, who was a teacher for 30-something years, was actually a lab technician before she was a teacher, and so it's just kind of like funny that somehow I've found myself at this job in a lab, following my mother's footsteps. Will I become a teacher next? Who knows? That's always an option. It's literally always an option. And I think I really would like to be a teacher actually. But the idea of, I don't know, going back to school or getting any sort of more education. If I could sign up to be a teacher right now, I think I would probably do it. But if I have to go back to school, college, and do all that, you know, like I already did that. Like if I wanted to be a teacher in the first place, like I should have got a degree in that in the first place, and I didn't. My degree is fashion merchandising. My dream was to be a buyer, to work for like, you know, a big fashion company, be someone that does their assortment planning, does their buying, merchandising, stuff like that. I still think I would enjoy doing that. But as of right now, I don't really want to do anything except for make YouTube videos, because this is what I actually enjoy doing and actually have fun doing. So that's the goal. You know, that's really just kind of the goal. And there's no shame in that. I think I used to be embarrassed to admit that, but like, I think the older you get, the more you realize that like, these things are kind of normal. There are people, and I really wish I was one of those people that was just like, I want to go to work at our office every day, and I want to be a businesswoman, and I want to make sales and connections and have a LinkedIn profile that's awesome. For me, I have found that I do not enjoy those things. Anyways. Here's another thing that I got from Ulta the other day. Because I bought the L'Oreal True Match Tinted Serum, I thought I'd try out the concealer. This is shade W6 Medium. Highly regret getting this shade, but I think it was the lightest one, and I think that's why I got it. It's too dark, but I think it will be good for like my face, the areas that aren't bright. Okay, so I've gotten a little ahead of myself. I need to backtrack to the very beginning of March. So let's see, very beginning of March, I got extremely ill. I have no clue what it was that I had. Some would say the flu. I tested negative for COVID 2 times. It was not COVID. It really felt like COVID, and like the worst case of COVID that I had had. I'm guessing it's the flu. Here's my symptoms, okay? All right, y'all diagnose me. I started to feel a heaviness in my chest, and I don't get a cough or anything like that. Like I never get a cough, but I had a heaviness in my chest. First off, was not congested, was fine, got the body aches, and then had like a low-grade fever on and off for a full week, basically, a full week. Stomach was fine, did not throw up. It was body aches, it was fever, it was headache for literally a full week. And then I started coughing like on day 3, and I had like a pretty bad cough, not a dry cough, for a while, okay? Granted, I was set to start work the next week. I was like, okay, this is not a great way to start this month off. I literally got to the point where I was like, I might never feel better again. Lo and behold, though, 5-6 days later, I think I woke up one morning and I was like, I've been healed. I will never take my health for granted again. You know it was a bad illness or a bad cold, whatever, whenever you literally are like, I will never take my happiness, my ability to get out of bed, I am going to take all the vitamins, vitamin D, never put something bad in my body again. I mean, it was like that. Like it really was, it was rough, okay? But I did get better, was fine. I still, honestly up until this last week, was dealing with a cough, deep cough in my chest. And that was tough starting a new job, especially in a medical setting, because I was like, no one's coughing here. We're not wearing masks. I do wear gloves constantly. I don't know, you don't want to start a job and then be like coughing all over everyone. So I was kind of trying to take bathroom breaks and really get it out of me. Anyways, I'm better now. I do feel like I have some allergies, and that's the source of my cough now. It's the end of March now. Like I was having these effects. It felt like long COVID, you know what the people say. That was the first week, okay? Started my job second week, which like starting a new job, especially whenever you go from being unemployed and like doing not shit all day to having a straight up 9 to 5. And this isn't a job where I'm chilling, you know, like this is a job where I literally work all day long. I get a 30-minute break for lunch. I may get like a later break and like get to chill for 30-15 minutes, maybe. if work allows, this is a job where you get your ass up and you go to work, which is kind of good because the day goes by fast. But it's straight up like I get there at 8:30, I leave at 5. And it's about 30 minutes away from me too. So that takes a big chunk out of your day, just commuting for a straight hour. But it has been nice getting up every day. I don't know, I make a lunch. I feel really productive and stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And then I'm like, I have 4 hours maybe to enjoy my evening, and then I'm back to bed to do it all again the next day. Having a job sucks. It really sucks. But I don't know, I'm getting more used to it. I do bring a lunch every day, so that's kind of fun. Although it's like, I'm on week 3 and I just know it's gonna get old. But it's kind of fun making a lunch and bringing a lunch and heating up your little lunch box. And I'm learning a lot about, you know, hospitals and stuff. Okay, I feel like I'm on an episode of Dirty Jobs every time I go to work because I'm handling urine, pee, it smells, okay? I'm handling stool samples. Was any of this in the job description whenever I applied? No. They said, are you comfortable handling specimen? Sure, I don't know. I thought this was just gonna be like test tubes, not mixing urine samples together. Anyways, it's only for like 12 weeks and I'm already done with week 3. My hat goes off to anyone in the medical field. It's really not that bad at all. Like, I'm being dramatic. Honestly, it's really not that big of a deal. But like, I just didn't know this is what I signed up for. They do pay me well, so I'll say that. The dirty job parts of it, aspects, are worth the money. And you know what? This is a character building experience at the end of the day. I'm a better person because I did this job. I've got a story to tell. Put it on my resume, although like it's not relevant at all to like any other job I'll ever get unless I apply for another medical job. Okay, what do I want to do with my eyes? First week of work goes by. Second week is going swimmingly until Thursday morning. This morning, I decided not to put on mascara for God knows what reason, and God did have a reason. I was about 5 minutes from work on the highway, and I had 2 assholes riding my butt on my car, okay? As we're exiting the highway, just exiting to the town I work in. One car passes me, whips around me. One car gets stuck behind me. Well, there's a semi coming onto this part of the highway, if you could call it that. So I'm in this lane, right? I wait for the semi to get on and for me to pass it, and I get over. Right as I got over, did I notice that there was a piece of metal in the middle of the road. You can guess what comes next. Knocked it square with my back rear tire. Knocked a giant hole in it about this size. I've never been in a wreck. I've never blown out a tire before. You could say it freaked me out. I like immediately put on my hazards. I kind of start to shake and hyperventilate. I don't know what to do. I've never done this before, you know what I mean? Like, how does one react in that situation? It's not really something you like think about until you're in it, or you could just kind of hope that you never have to experience it, so that way you don't ever have to like think about what to do. I probably drove on it a little too long. I did not stop immediately. I waited to get off the highway into town, which like I probably drove like a mile while my tire was losing air, and I pull over in this parking lot and immediately start like crying, bawling, shaking. It was traumatic. It was. Well, I got an Uber to work that day. I was about 1.5 miles from my job at this point. Called my boyfriend. He answers on the second call because like, you know, why else would I be calling? So I think he was a little freaked out. All of this to say, like, I'm okay. My car's okay. My rim was okay. My tire, very much not okay. Had to get a new tire. Absolutely demolished that tire. We called AAA after I was done with work. They put on my spare, my little donut, drove my boyfriend's truck for the rest of the week, and I just got a new tire put on. That weekend, so I popped my tire on Thursday. That weekend, we got 20 inches of precipitation in Maine. It's March, okay? It's late March. It should be done snowing, you know? Puxatawny Phil said that spring was coming early, and we got about 10 inches of snow, some freezing rain, etc., etc. So, not very happy with that little groundhog, but we did not lose power. We were one of the lucky ones because when I went to work on Monday, literally everyone lost power. Some people were still without power. Our power flashed about 3 times, but that was it. We remained in the clear. Fast forward to this weekend. I'm by myself. It's Saturday morning. I'm like so excited to have this whole weekend to myself to do whatever I want to do, just chill, relax. I wake up to this alarming sound. Like, I thought there was a wreck in the parking lot. Didn't really think much of it besides that because I knew like where my car was parked and where the sound came from. Well, I go back to sleep, wake up about hour later, I guess. I'm like scrolling on my phone, then I realize, wait, my phone is not charging. My Google Home is not on. I tried to flip my lamp on, no bueno. Like, it's no power at all. Look out the window. The garbage truck has ripped down our main power line. Fully ripped down our power line. The power lines are draped beautifully over the garbage truck, and there's a fire truck next to it. There is a power line that strings across our entire parking lot. He had successfully ripped the whole thing down like it was nothing. Fully our power was out until about 2 o'clock that day, which, you know, whatever. It's okay. I can entertain myself. I can be fine. I slept like until about 1. I went back to sleep. I was like, no, not today. Going back to sleep until I get power. There goes my beautiful, wonderful, sunny Saturday after a full week of rain. Yeah. Had to move the cars because there was an oil spill in our parking lot. Okay, you know, whatever. I'm fine. It's fine. I got up to look outside. One of the firefighters comes over to me, tells me kind of what's up. I said, as far as power goes, like, what are we thinking? He said, oh, it's gonna be a day, probably. I'm like, sick. I turn around to go back into my apartment, okay? My apartment's got glass door, first locked door, and then you go to your apartment. Forgot my keys. I'm stranded in this little entryway in my robe, fully naked underneath, with my glasses on, hair greasy because I was planning to take a shower. I'm stranded. I'm freaking out a little bit because like my boyfriend's gone. I don't have my phone. Just standing there until someone comes. Luckily someone came like a minute later and I was like, oh, you just saved my life. And he was like, what's going on? I gave him the rundown because I'm the only one that knows what's going on in my apartment complex. Apparently everyone else is still asleep. It's 8:30. Luckily I still had hot water. I took a shower. It was fine. Hung out all day. Right as soon as I like made myself get up and like, I was like, Hannah, you can like read your books. It's a perfect excuse to read your books today. Sat down on my couch, got comfy to read my book. Read one page. Power was on. 2:30-ish. Internet though was out until 9 o'clock. Thank goodness I have my cell phone. I am so thankful for those blue collar boys out there that were working on those power lines all day yesterday. What would we do without them? So shout out to them, shout out to the firemen, like jail, straight jail for the dump truck guy, okay? That was kind of yesterday, my very last day of March, actually second to last day of March. Okay, a couple things I did without talking about it. I got a new L'Oreal telescopic because I don't know how to segue back to makeup, but like couple products to mention that I just put on without talking about. I bought a new telescopic because look at the old one. This is the new one. This is also the shade black brown. I wanted a more of a brown mascara, so I got the black brown shade. Really not much of a difference. Maybe it just like looks a little bit brown, like less dark black, but like, I don't know. It's a fun switch up. And then I also bought the e.l.f. putty blush because I've always been curious of it, but I was like, I don't know. It's nice. It's nice. It's just like, you know, a little something. It's like more pigmented than it lets off, and it's not tacky at all when like it goes on the skin. It almost goes on like cream-like, but immediately kind of disappears like texture-wise. Like it kind of just dries like a powder, which is super cool because I do really enjoy the Jones Road Miracle Bombs. This is what they look like. I don't know. I really want to try some more of their blushes. I have this shade called Happy Hour, so it's kind of like a highlighter shade, and these are kind of more tacky, which I don't mind. I know some people absolutely hate that about them, but they're tacky and hydrating. So I bought this because I was like, oh, maybe it's kind of like the Jones Road, you know, be like a little substitute, because this was like $3. The Jones Roads are like $34 maybe. I don't know. This has been really fun to play with all week. What else happened this month? I don't know. I think that's pretty much it as far as traumatic things go. Transitioning to like this job though has just been really hard. After not working for such a long period, it's been tough. Kind of get used to this flow of things, the schedule. Love the people I work with though. They're the best. Honestly, it's fun, it's entertaining, but like, oh, it just sucks having so little of your day every day because you worked all day long. And then the weekend goes so fast. Anyways, I did just get this in the mail the other day. It's the All Nighter Urban Decay Makeup Setting Spray. I've always wanted to try this. I've gotta say, it smells kind of weird. I don't know if it's just my particular one, but it smells a little weird. Besides that, I think it's been a good product. I think it works well. I think recently, I don't know what it is, but I feel like my e.l.f. setting spray has kind of been making my makeup look greasier. Just a little lip liner. My exciting, super awesome update is that I'm getting a new iPhone. I have an iPhone 8 Plus, so I've had that for about 4 years now, and I'm finally upgrading to an iPhone 13. I know it's not the newest phone, but this is huge for me. No more button, better camera. AT&T was having a deal. I'm like addicted to my phone, so it's just nice to have like a new little toy. Lip gloss. Little pillow talk to top it off. Here's to hoping that April is a great month, and hoping that April comes with good health, safe driving, and good fortune in general. Last month put me through the ringer. But you know, like, despite it being such like a crazy month, like a lot of stuff happened, I had pretty high spirits, and I'm pretty proud of myself for that. So, you know, a little pat on the back. Thanks for watching. I hope you had fun listening to all the crap that happened to me this month, and I hope you are having a wonderful month. I've seen like multiple people post about how wonderful March was to them, and I'm like, aw, good for you. But not good for me. I don't know, comment something, please, like just anything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, send this video to your friend. Let's be friends. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.